Good morning. Whoa, whoa. Actually, hey, check it out. When you look over there, there are far fewer boxes than there have been in months in that corner. I'm so proud of myself. So, hey, there we go. Shannon, you're as prompt as I am. Good morning. Good morning. What have I got going on here? I've got that going on. It's like this and like that and like Laura Gibbon Voorhees. Nice to see you early as well on this brisk November morning. That is the birthday of a couple of folks I know. Yay. Here we go. Oh, you know what I could use? I could totally use. Where's my chapstick? Oh, there it is. Here's my Kaylin. Good morning. And Rochelle and Kelly and Blonde Cheryl. This is my Giganto chapstick, like regular chapsticks. And I know I'm using that as like a brand name to explain a generic equivalent. Like typically a chapstick is around this size. So this is what I call my my Bonnie Bell lip smacker version that a friend of mine gave me. And it's bubblegum flavored. Oh my God. Okay, there we go. Yeah, good morning, Judy. Yay, good stuff. All right. It is Friday. Isn't it crazy to realize that we are already 1 week into November? Now, having just said that, I better put my calendar up right in front of me. And yeah, 3 weeks from now will be the day after Thanksgiving. Time keeps on slipping into the future. Time moves forward whether you want it to or not. So let's do some good stuff. Oh, there you go. Laura Gibbon Voorhees is headed to the basement to choose 20 items to go to the gem shop. Very cool. I was in my basement yesterday because I had to point out where our washer could be attached. And I am pleasantly surprised at how nice the basement looks. It still gets stuff all over the place, but man, does the floor look so much better. And I have been reducing the amount of boxes in here, so I'm feeling good about what I'm doing. So yay, Abbott Elementary, I see you. So what have we got going on today? Oh, well, just as a heads up, we have a decluttering party happening directly after this this YouTube live, TikTok live. And oh, hey, we made a sale. Sue. Oh, that's early for her too. Sue Clifford. That is early for Texas. So yay for you. So yeah, we have a decluttering party, 9 a.m. Eastern to about 10:30 Eastern. Oh, you know what's funny? No, excuse me. I'm off. I thought it was early. It felt wrong. It's 9 o'clock now. So I'm just going to put my calendar up right here. You can check the secret page too. This is mainly for people who are part of the email group, but everybody's welcome as long as you're part of the email group. It's 9 right now. So you and I will be here. All of us will be here. I will be here anyway on TikTok until 10 a.m. Eastern. Wonderful, Judy. Yeah, go sign up now so that you're not scrambling at the end. And I have it set up. Oh shit, do I? Yeah, that you will get the Zoom link reminders. And I really should do that sooner rather than later. I'm just going to write a note to self. There we go. Hey, that's fun. I love that Abbott Elementary is saying screen sharing, so seeing you on my TV while I am tidying and decluttering. I love that. I mean, I wouldn't want to see my big face on the screen, but having some company while you're puttering and decluttering certainly makes it more easy and maybe a little bit fun, right? Let me just do this. Schedule. Notice what I'm doing here. I had a thought in my head. I don't want to forget it. One way of not forgetting it is going to be writing it down. Reminder. Emails for rest of. Now here's the interesting things. And I totally spelled parties wrong. It's okay. There we go. Yeah, Sue, I just saw you accepted the RSVP for the party. So yay. There we go. Oh, and I love this too. This is really good. Okay. So in case you don't know me, so I'm talking to a lot of the people that I'm familiar with who technically I've never met in real life before, but we have met through TikTok or the internet or a Zoom. And my name is Beth. I'm a decluttering life coach. Okay. And what I want to offer to you, and I want to see if I can do this. No, that's interesting. Okay. Oh, no. Decluttering life coach, Destination Decluttered, like a road trip is my coaching here. And I will be here on TikTok doing this TikTok live until 10 a.m. this morning, Eastern time. Right after that, at 10 p.m. Eastern time, is a declutter party. And what that is we get together on Zoom and I do a little decluttering in my house, you do yours, and you use that time. And here's a really great thing. So Sue just signed up, and I saw that, and she says, my goal is to choose something that I can ask questions to help. Okay, so here's a great thing about the declutter parties, and even just decluttering and what I offer, like just, to folks just here on TikTok. You know how to do a lot of stuff. The things you know how to do and you're okay at, you don't need my help with doing it. Sometimes what I can help in that instance is just kind of giving you a little push to get started, a little gentle nudge, like you want to get going. Maybe it's like you know how to ride a bike, and sometimes you just need somebody to just give you the little push, and then you're off on your own and you know how to do it. Where my point in your life can be most beneficial is in the decluttering department, where you say, I don't know what to do. I don't want to say can't do it, but it's hard to say I can do something if you don't know what to do then. So that's when I step in and I help out, give you some options of ways to think about your clutter, feel about your clutter, and act a certain way about your clutter. So I love that, Sue, you being part of the declutter party this morning, you've already planned to get the biggest bang for your buck, because you're going to be like, wait a minute, if I have an expert in the room with me, literally, well, as much as the internet can get you into somebody's house, if I have an expert right next to me, what would I want to ask them? I wouldn't busy myself with the stuff I know how to do on my own. I'd be collecting up all the stuff to be like, well, what about this? And what about this one? What about that one? So I encourage you, if you have stuff, specific stuff you are struggling with clutter-wise, and you want to do something about it, the declutter party that we're doing today at 10 a.m. Eastern until 11:30 a.m. Eastern could be a wonderful opportunity. Now, that being said, I am Gen X and I get so sensitive to any kind of marketing messages, so I'm not going to use all of our time here to be like, come to the party. We do have more available during the month. And you find out all about these things and know when the TikTok lives are. I've updated the calendar on the secret page, or the TV guide, and all the declutter party invites. They're all on the secret page for the people that are part of the mailing list group. I love this. Anne says, ooh, my show is on. And I kind of love that. That's why I call the schedule of my TikTok lives and YouTube lives the TV guide. When's my show on? Oh, I like it. When my show's on, I can do something. So yay. I love it. Clear out the upstairs record collection. Well, that should be fun. Put on some records while you're doing it. You don't need to hear me all the time. And so if any of this stuff that I say is for people in the email group, if you're interested in and you're not part of the email group, you can easily become part of the email group because it's free. It's easy to sign up, and I do not bombard you with emails. If anything, I do the opposite of bombard. I'm very picky about the quantity of emails I send out. Okay? If you want to join up, I'll just let you know how to do that, and then we'll jump into the comments. Destination Decluttered here on TikTok is my coaching here on TikTok. Destination Decluttered on YouTube is on YouTube, and Destination Decluttered, all one word, .com is my website. On the website, you go to that, you scroll to the bottom, put your email address and hit submit, and you're done. All right? Yeah. Oh, there we go. Yeah. You should put on your Christmas list declutter party. I love it, Judy. Yeah. And your daughter's recognizing my voice, huh? There we go. Yeah, coupons we could make up and give me money. That's a fun idea. Anne says Destination Decluttered with a background music by Glenn Miller. Do 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 do. Do 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 do. Do 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 do. Yeah, that sounds like fun. See, this is where we have fun. Yep, see, Anne? It's the number one, Mr. Glenn Miller. Yeah, the thriller, Mr. Miller. So, yeah, we have fun here at Destination Decluttered because, man, if it ain't fun, I'm not showing up. I'm not. I can be bored on my own. I don't need to get on the internet and be like, all right. But I will ask you this. What can I help you with? Okay? The best use of our time together, frankly, is I'm here in the room with you. You have an expert declutterer, because I'm a decluttering life coach, at your service. You're not even being charged any money to interact with me. What is one question you would ask a decluttering coach to help you? Yeah. Now I love it. Judy says she realizes the house looks better, and to me, this is even the better part. I am less stressed. Yeah. Now, Anne, I love this. So Anne is going through her record collection, and you know what, Anne, I will do a similar thing, not records, but I have a pile of CDs literally over here, and I will walk you through my thought process because it's the same concept, it's just a different format. So let me go grab some CDs. Now, I have easily decluttered a lot of my musical collection along the years. And I'm a musical person. Like, I'm married to a musician, and we met because of music, and music is just a thing. As you know, for the amount of times that I what do you call it? For the amount of times that I break out into song. So, Anne, if you are going through, I wonder how many records to keep. Now, it's interesting to me because oftentimes I will say that folks get overwhelmed by a quantity. And what I want to offer to you is this, is I don't know the specific number of records that I have, but I know, and CDs, for example, I know that I have a space to store them, right? And yeah, okay, so you have your music room. So you have a place to store it. So what may help you to kind of wrangle an amount of records is the following, is where do I want to store them and how big is that space? And therefore, how many could I keep in there? Okay, so that's one thing to think of. So a lot of times, everybody, the way that we, one of the things that can help us narrow it down is saying, well, if I only have this one 12 by 12 section, I will only keep enough records to keep in this one pack container. Containers can be great kind of, ways to contain things, okay? And what I want to offer you is this, and I love it. Cat Mama says, I asked my nephew how he knew some old songs, and he said Shrek. So let me walk you through, if you remember. Yeah. Should I start hanging guitars? I would say you could hang them if you have the hangers already. If not, a collapsible guitar stand might be better. Having a guitar leaning up against a wall, it might fall down easily. The other thing too, though, is that my husband and I have, if you know you're not going to use it for quite a while, it might be safer to keep it in its case. Yeah. So I don't think it's anything wrong personally. So it depends, Anne. So like my husband and I don't want to say have arguments about it. We have discussions. I don't see him using his guitars a lot, but he has them in a case that, like, literally it's a stand. I think it's for the stage where you put them sideways. Now, he records in that room. So if he gets an inspiration, he wants to easily be able to get that thing, easily be able to plug it in and use it, and easily be able to put it back. So if you feel like you want to have something at the ready when inspiration hits, you might want to not have to worry about finding the case and taking it out of it. However, if you're not using it, this is my thing, is like, do you want it to get dusty and dried out? Yeah. The other thing too is, so do you want them to be dusty and dried out? By keeping them out in the elements. Out in the elements also allows things to get, interact with sunlight, and that can fade a surface, get it a little bit crackly, things like that. So if you like the look of a hanging guitar, you might want to consider that. You would also then have to find the hooks and find a place, to do that, So just some thoughts. Yeah, so just some things to think about. I just know that getting it in a stand is always going to be better than it kind of just precariously in the corner there. All right. Now, this is funny. Kara had a dream, a lady stealing my mom's jewelry and me yelling, "The estate sale is not today." How the decluttering and can get into your subconscious. Yeah. And Jackie, I would offer, she says, caught a TikTok live today, but not sure how long I'll be able to stay. Jackie, you stay for as long as makes sense to you. The only person who's committed to be here for the next 44 minutes is me. I will be here for a full hour, and then even this recording will be uploaded. Okay? But yay that you are heading to the dump today to unload a trailer of junk. That must feel awesome. But let's go back to, Anne was talking about decluttering her record collection. And I have some CDs here that did not make it in the first round of decluttering. So one of the things you might think of is we have a lot of ways in which we can access music now than we maybe didn't when we first got our records. Okay? So for example, back in the day, before the internet and before YouTube primarily, or Spotify, or any of these things, if you wanted to hear a song, you either listened to it on the radio and hoped that it was going to be played on the radio, maybe you taped it off of the radio, or you were lucky enough to have a copy of your own so you could listen to whatever you wanted to at whatever time. Times have changed. I can pretty much guarantee you every song in these CDs that I have right here, I could probably easily find somewhere on the internet. Now, some CDs I have for sentimental reasons. This, for example, is I know I got this back in the 90s, and it is a kind of a Halloween kind of best value collection. But one of the reasons I bought this back in the day, notice I'm telling a story about it, is because it was the first place I could ever see hearing the song The Blob by Burt Bacharach, The Five Blobs, and some of these kind of songs that were kind of Halloween songs. Now I can find that anywhere. I am going to be more likely to put this in the go away pile. Okay? There are other things, frankly, and I'll be completely transparent about this. People who collect things like it when people think their collections are cool. If I collect cool things, you might think I'm a cool person. So like, for example, this is a CD single, okay? This is the Cocteau Twins, and it's a Christmas thing, and it's backed up with Frosty the Snowman. And this was probably a somewhat, I don't want to say limited edition. This is me with my old eyes. I think it came out in 92. Does it say here? 93. Okay. So 30 plus years old. This is pretty neat. I might see if it's worth something. But I have this on like a mixed online, what do you call it? Like a playlist. Because I uploaded a lot of these things to my iTunes, Now, Charlie Brown Christmas, I'm just going through. I love this music. I know we have the record of it. We have this. We may have one or two copies because I think my husband would have it. But notice there's a story between each one. Now this, I Can Hear Music, the songs of Greenwich and Barry. Now this is not even the real one. It's somebody burned me a copy of it. So this reminds me of a friend who did that for me. I think it was Steph. And so it's not just about the music, it's about the story behind it. Some of these things, as I look through, these did not make the first cut. When I uploaded, I may have uploaded some of these things to my iTunes, but I still, for sentimental reasons, wanted to keep the record of the CD itself. So notice that about yourself. Do I keep something even though I can access it somewhere else? Now, I definitely have changed the way in which I even listen and access music nowadays. So I could go through this pile again and more likely leave some of these things and maybe keep some of them. It's all good though. It's all good. Like Christmas Party with Eddie G. I love this CD. I got this back when I still lived in Massachusetts. That's great. This was an early collection of really goofy vintage holiday songs that you couldn't get elsewhere. Nowadays, the internet has changed so much. So these things mean less to me now. No, I'm going to push them away so I don't get distracted. So Anne, ask yourself, do I need this record in order to listen to this song? Okay. Now there, Kara says, in addition to his photographs, my dad has 1,000 plus records, Blue Note, jazz, etc. Now, here's where it comes into play about all right, your dad has that stuff too. I have over 400 vinyl albums. I'd rather get rid of books than go for it, Anne-Marie. I don't tell anybody to get rid of anything, Please, this is just to allow you to kind of splash around in the pool of what could I do about this stuff. I've been through enough era where I started with records and then I had a few cassettes and then I went to CDs and then I sold a lot of my records and then I sold some of my CDs, or at certain points I gave it away. It's completely up to you what you keep and what you don't keep. I want you to remember that. I kind of can't stand it, frankly, when there are people in the declutter space or the organizing space that kind of get onto the internet and declare, get rid of that and get rid of this and get rid of that. It makes me want to flip the bird to them. And if anything, it makes me want to be argumentative, and I'll say I'll keep whatever I damn well want. Yeah, so what do we do with all the CDs we don't want anymore? So the neat thing about that is, if you don't want them, they are now literally probably 30 to almost 40 years old, and yet they're still playable. There are people out there, maybe not our generation, maybe not us, but yay for the kids and the people who enjoy picking through at record stores and stuff. I highly recommend, you will probably, I could be wrong on this, I have not studied this. I could almost guarantee that you won't be able to sell CDs for a lot of money because they were so widely generated. There's so many of them. You might be able to sell them by the pound. So I say give them away. Donate them somewhere so somebody can enjoy kind of pawing through them and being like, ooh, look what I found. Because I used to do that back in the day when I was looking for CDs and records, because I would go to used record stores and used CD stores. Okay? So you can let go of it. There we go. Rochelle is offering. See, this is the thing where we kind of give ideas to people and see kind of what resonates and sticks. Rochelle says, my local library takes CDs and books for a book sale every year. It helps the library. Judy says, if you don't want to have people listen to them, classrooms can use them for crafts. Now, a couple of record stores near me closed, says Cat Mama. Now, I will be honest with you, and I'm kind of showing off. We have 2 record stores in my little town because there are generations of people buying good versions of things that they had the first time, or kids, and I say kids anywhere, anybody under 55 to me is a kid at this point. You kids, is discovering music for the first time. That joy of discovering something you enjoy. I love that. So I will feel a lot better about some of these things. But there may be still some that I still maybe want to keep. I haven't decided yet. Even though I have these. One of the things I may say, and this may be wacky to you, but I picked up this. I know I will see this artist in the next few months. I might even say to him, hey, I already have a copy of this. You want to sell it? You want me to, give it to somebody? Or maybe he's like, I've got boxes. I need to sell the ones I have. So notice that it isn't just about the surface. It can be about, could I hear that music? Could I hear that song elsewhere? Yes. But sometimes it's the story of where you got it. Where did that come from? I was going through our records just a few days ago because I was looking for something to talk to one of the guys who owns records in Arktown. I found one record in my collection. I don't even want to listen to the music, but it's a band my dad liked, and up in the corner is like a little address return label, and it has my dad's name and the address of my grandmother's house. So this was something he owned when he was 18 or 20. I totally keep that for sentimental reasons. Could I let go of it? Yeah, but it only takes up a sliver. So I keep it there to remind myself that my dad also this was the kind of music my dad liked, Now, this is cool. So Kara's Garden, Kara's dad with 1,000 Blue Note records or whatnot. He is actively sharing the things he has collected with the family. He is writing, he has created some family books with pictures in it. He has, as she says, picked out important albums and given them to the grandkids, and we all have record players. That's another thing to just even check yourself with. Now, my husband is a musician, and he creates music, and even in the time that I have known him, the ways in which music has been, you being able to listen to what you want has changed. So much so that we have boxes of CDs that he made that were at a time where not a lot of people had CD players anymore. Do you even have a way to listen to it? If you don't have a way of listening to it, do you want to get a record player? Do you have a CD player? When's the last time you actually listened to a CD? Now, I don't say these things to you with any kind of judgment. Honestly, I say that to myself. I have these CDs. I can't remember the last time I listened to a CD. Here's a funny thing. I don't even know where this came from. I'll have to look, because a lot of friends of ours the hot sounds of summer 2000? I don't even know. That's really funny. I have freaking no idea where this came from. Not having a story about it will make it so much easier for me to let it go. Now, I will say, okay, do I need to know the Real Slim Shady or Destiny's Child or Will Smith? This is sometimes I swear, this is very funny. Shannon is saying, I remember this well. Sometimes our friends are sassy and they will go to somebody's house and slip something in your collection and see if you notice it. I have no idea. And these aren't even the songs that I would want, and I could probably find them. So this one, already, it's going closer to the door over here. Yeah. Now, Kit Kat So Cool, it says, I have tapes that I put to my babies. They are now 28, and I haven't been able to let them go. You don't have to, okay? Uh-huh. Oh, funny. Say, Anne, here's one of the things I have promised when I share my stuff, and I hope you'll thank me for this. I would not be a good decluttering coach if I was cluttering up your house. Okay, we just had our 25th, and that would have been amazing. Yep. We'll talk, but I don't want to add to your clutter. Remember, Anne, that every single one of those songs can be found elsewhere. So just remember that. I will offer to you Kit Kat So Cool, tapes that put, for your babies. You don't have to let go of them, but what I will warn you about is, especially things with tapes and even to a certain extent CDs, is the obsolescence of the equipment to be able to play them. Also, frankly, especially cassette tapes and whatnot and VHS tapes, is they will degrade. Yes, notice, Anne, I guess. All right, I'm doing it for your own good. Impulse wants are so real. Ooh, I could use that. That could mean something to me. Take a step back, take a deep breath, and if you want to listen to the Real Slim Shady or Moby or Papa Roach or Cowboy Mouth, this is so not me. That is so funny. I have no idea why this is in this pile, but I will tell you, it's so much easier to get rid of stuff that you can't relate to, that doesn't have a story. I remind you of this to anybody who has VHS tapes, cassette tapes, reel-to-reels, whatever. Those degrade very quickly, okay? Those degrade very quickly. And Kara, I'm sorry if it's glitching. It says good connection on my side, and I've got 4 bars, you know? So I highly recommend, if there is music or videos on those types of things, to get them digitized. Okay? For example, I think I was telling you earlier, and I do have an update. Oh, where is it? Oh, I put it in the kitchen already. I got through another photo album. Oops. So I have photos to do things with that. I've labeled the photos, okay? So I'm working on my own personal digital clutter, okay? And the things that you save are going to tell you stories you want to remember. Yay, yes, Beth, good job. Yeah. And there we go. Danny's Mess says, I took tapes yesterday to get put on USB drive. Danny, or Danny's Mess, where did you take them? Where you took them could help other people think, oh, I could do that too. I have sent things away to do it. I will be doing that with some of my stuff as well, is getting them in a digital format and maybe having the original. Okay, so Danny's Mess went to a photo shop they have in town in order to do that. If you have a photo shop near you, you might be able to do that. I have also seen, and God knows, since I'm going to talk about it right now, my FYP will probably be flooded with it, like Kodak, who used to be the ones that created the film and developed the film. They also now, their service is to digitize all these different formats. There are many ways to do this. So that might be a thing that you think about, and kind of as Judy said about getting like a, what do I want to call it? Oh, and here's a random thing too. There we go. Getting like a gift certificate to a declutter party is to get a gift certificate for a place to tell, if you don't want any more stuff for the holidays, but somebody wants to give you a gift, maybe they give you a gift of a place that you could send your stuff to get digitized. Yeah, I love it. Laura Gibbon Voorhees says, Kodak, they created the problem, now they can fix it. Okay? So I love it. Yeah, so just start to think about that type of stuff. Okay, I'm just double checking something here. I think something may be wonky. Okay. Sue Clifford, if you're on, I just double checked that you got a ticket to today's party if you're doing today's party. If not, I did see you sign up for one on Sunday as well. And Judy Dukes, you may have signed up inadvertently twice for today, but we can fix that up behind the scenes. Okay, just as a heads up. So think about this. The reason you save many things isn't because of what it is on the surface. It's what you have transformed it into. The story behind the CD, the story behind the songs on it, yes, but the story behind the physical self itself. Okay, Sue, I just wanted to make sure. When I saw you do that, I thought it was going to be today, but I look forward to seeing you Sunday. I thought about this. There's a guy there, and it's so funny. I feel so kind of triggered as a Gen Xer, so let me just vent for a second. There's somebody who keeps on popping up on my TikTok who is saying, oh, the millennial inheritance of clutter. And I was like, oh, millennials, you don't even know. We are Gen Xers. We've already been dealing with that stuff. But he was talking about what to do with what do you call it? Yearbooks. Now, I'm lucky because I didn't get a yearbook from college. I had no interest in that. I have a couple of pictures from college, but I keep my yearbook not because of the pictures that were printed in it, because somebody could share that with me. I am saving my high school yearbook because I still enjoy, on occasion, opening it up and seeing all the goofy stuff we wrote in them. The thing that made it personal to me. Yeah. And that's true. Shannon does say, my dad is a boomer and he's dealing with his mom's clutter. It is generational. It is generational. It just cracks me up as a Gen Xer who our generation was typically forgotten in many things, you know, that it's like, excuse me, like you think you're so different? Like not only do we, but everybody's dealing with this, okay? Everybody's dealing with it. And even this guy who is saying, you know, millennial, whatever, struggles with what to do with the things that are sentimental. What are the things that I do when it has my name on it? What is the thing? Nobody else is going to want that maybe, but do I even want it? And that's how they get it sticky, is they personalize something for you to want to hang on to it. The cool thing is you can depersonalize stuff. One of the things I am doing, frankly, in the photo albums that I'm taking my photos out and writing the year and any of the details. And what I will offer to you is I am depersonalizing them. I am able to remove the little slip of paper that was said where it was taken out. So whoever gets it, and I've taken a big black marker and, you know, kind of markered up where the, you know, the years that it was important to me. So now it has become more generic and somebody else might be able to use it. So notice that it is the story, the personalization that can also often make it more difficult for you to let go of something. Yeah. There we go. I love it. Danny's mess says, I only kept the things that had my face or fingerprints or footprints. Yeah. You know, the things that, and frankly, at this point, I have pictures, and this will get into decluttering. This is all the kind of sentimental stuff, not the surface or the stored, but we can totally talk about that. We've got, 23 minutes. But what I want to offer to you is you may have taken pictures of events or people back in the day that you don't need to necessarily remember those people anymore, you know, or that event. Do I need all of those pictures? Or could I literally write down in one sentence somewhere, in 1995, we had a cookout on Memorial Day at our place in, you know, Nantucket. I'm making stuff up. Do you even need the photos? If you forgot that you had a cookout in 1995, would that be so wrong? Now, other things that are more important to you right now may be like, oh my gosh, that was the cookout where I met my future ex-husband. You might have a reason for remembering it, and you might want to save those photos because it's important to you now, but it may not be, the pictures you took back then may not be as important to you now as they were when you took them. Okay? Yeah. Yeah, oh, Linnea, facing lung cancer. Oh, that sucks, hon. And going through stuff clutter so my kids don't have to deal with it. Yeah, and it can be tough. It can be tough. You're doing that for your kids. But if there are stories about the things you're going through, make sure you're sharing the stories with them too. Yeah, Gina, I had a bunch of zoo animal photos. Yeah, we had a bunch of those too. It's like, there's a picture of a zebra. Okay, in 1972, I saw a zebra. Do I need the photo? Yeah. There we go. Abbott Elementary's coming to today's party. Awesome. Awesome. We have a decluttering party, just letting you know, at 10 a.m. Eastern, 10 to 11:30. People in the email group are invited to sign up. Yeah, so I got rid of the zoo animals. And notice, you may have saved one picture of the family at the zoo, and then the pictures you took all the way through more easily let go. Now, there was, and what I want to remind you too is we are talking about photos and CDs and sentimental clutter. Notice where my hands go when I'm talking about sentimental clutter. It's going to the heart. The heart of the matter, right? The heart. There are two easier layers of clutter to deal with before you even get to the level that I'm at now as a decluttering coach, or maybe where some of you are. So if you're getting afraid and overwhelmed and triggered by this thought of things that are going to touch the heartstrings, let's just move over from the deep end and getting really deep about the personal stories. Let's paddle on over to the shallow end. How do your kitchen counters look this morning? Is there anything on your kitchen table that isn't supposed to be there? Do you even know what is supposed to be on your kitchen table? Take a look at your kitchen table right now, and if there's something there that's not supposed to be there, ask yourself why it's there. And if you can easily put it where it's a better place for it, then do that. That is surface decluttering. And that will help you create a surface so that when you do want to go through stored clutter, or sentimental clutter, you will have a surface to spread it out on. So notice how that works. Notice how that works. Yeah. And Bella J says there are so many things to declutter. Hadn't even thought about photos. Cool. But what I will remind you of, and Bella J, this may help you out. When I declutter and when I coach about decluttering, okay, what I will offer to you is this. There are 3 levels. Surface clutter. Think about it. Superficial, surface, on a horizontal surface. Does that item live on that horizontal surface, or should it be somewhere else? This is usually tidying up laundry, dishes, surfaces. Okay? Always start with that, because the worst thing that could happen is you have your house that your surfaces look neater. However, once you get a handle on that and maybe you're not cluttering up as much as you did, the next level down is going to be stored clutter. Now, this is the stuff that you're keeping, but it's not on the surface. But this is the stuff where you start asking yourself, do I need to keep this or not? And this is what I like to say is stored clutter is the stuff behind doors and in drawers. So it's mugs, it's clothing, it's cosmetics, it's anything that you still own, but you can avoid decision making by just shutting a door on it. The last one is what we've been speaking about for a while, which is what you call sentimental clutter. Okay? Now, Ellen Sullivan is saying, my husband does not want to get rid of VHS tapes of Disney movies. So, Ellen, one thing I would genuinely be curious about, and so notice the energy of genuine curiosity versus judgment. I will illustrate. The difference between judgment and curiosity is going to be the thing that shuts down somebody or opens them up. And you know what it is? It's the energy behind you and the tone you use when you are asking people something. Why don't you want to get rid of those Disney movies? Totally judgy, shutting somebody down. They may even grab onto them even tighter. Notice the difference. Hey, why don't you want to get rid of those things? Like, share with me. Notice, share with me your thought process. Why don't you want to get rid of those? I am genuinely curious. Your thoughts behind why you want to keep them. When you start to know the other person's story behind it, you can understand their kind of motivation. Asking yourself the same question. Yeah? Asking yourself the same question. Don't be judgy and why can't I get rid of this? Be gentle with yourself. Why? Why can't I get rid of this? I don't know. It kind of reminds me of a time. Do I listen to it? It's limited. I don't know. Yada, yada. And it's okay to not know at the time. But man, do you notice the subtleties that can make or break you starting decluttering or shutting it all down? You know? Right. Now, a couple of people are offering to Ellen. Cat Mama is saying some are worth money. And Gina says some think they're collectibles, but eventually they end up in a resale shop that your kids have too. So you don't know the person's, when you don't know what their answer is, you may come up with a bunch of stuff. Yeah. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah, AC Wild, my friend has a whole life practice based on kindness towards one's own mind. I think that sounds awesome. It may not be about watching that movie again on VHS. It may harken back to the first time that they watched it. It may harken back to the first time they were able to own a copy and watch it whenever they wanted. Now, I used to have a collection of Pee-wee's Playhouse on VHS. I remember when those came out on VHS and I was so excited. I used to go to Suncoast Video and they would come out every few months or years or so. I started to do the same thing with Monkeys, the Monkeys, episodes of the Monkeys, because I was psyched to be able to have my own money and be able to buy what I wanted and listen to it and watch it whenever I wanted, you know? Now, what I would offer though, Ellen, when I see this, I think I'll start by thinning out the pile. Please, 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 I am saving you from further drama and trauma. And they both kind of rhyme the way I just said it. Do not thin out anybody else's collection. If it's not your stuff, do not make decisions about somebody else's stuff. It could come back to bite you in the ass, okay? I have firsthand experience with this. Yeah, the word of the day is drama trauma. Right. Oh my God, drama trauma. Slightly different. Yeah. Alrighty. So what I want to offer to you is this. If you make decisions on somebody else's things, that can have an adverse effect. So this is how you can help somebody. You can categorize. Part of decluttering is putting like items together so that the person who owns them can have a better understanding and see the quantity of whatever they have. But please do not make decisions for other people. It does not work out well. And I mean this with little kids too. I mean, at a certain point you might be able to, but getting the people who own the items involved and participating in the thought process and decision making of decluttering will help them learn how to do this. They will learn what's jamming them up. Yep, and there we go. Good point. We can do it together. And again, what's going to help you get to where you want, which is fewer of those things, okay? Yeah, my kids are 24 to 32. They still can be kids, you know? And I was in my 50s and I threw away a shoe of my mother's because I was going through, literally, the woman had over 150 pairs of shoes. There was this crappy shoe. I couldn't find the mate and I was frustrated and I threw it in the trash. Guess what shoes she was asking about? Not the other 149 pair. No, it was the one crappy pair of shoes. And I got in trouble. I had to mea culpa. It was, yeah. So learn from my mistakes, okay? But also learn, and this is where I share with all y'all, okay? Oh, hey, Karen, good to see you. When you know what you want, your destination, Ellen, is to have fewer VHS tapes in the house than you do now, right? That's your destination. Keep your eyes on the prize, and one thing you can do to help that be achieved is to mind your energy. Pay attention to when you start getting judgy or frustrated or snippy or mean or short-tempered with the person who's making the decisions. And check yourself, because those energies will shut down the person who needs to make the decisions. But if you are open and loving and curious and patient, that can allow them the space to be loving and curious and patient with themselves to discover why they are keeping those things. And them discovering it may allow them to let go of that item, and then boom, you are closer to your destination of having fewer items in the house, and your energy has something to do with it. Alrighty. So Karen is saying, yep, I mentioned to my daughter about coming over for a couple hours to sort through, make decisions about the stuff in her room. And I'm using air quotes. We talked about it earlier. Yep, I did what you suggested and asked her to come by. So is she coming by? Does she want to? I hope so. Hope she's going to take some of her stuff. This is why I call my coaching Destination Decluttered. Having a destination. What do you want? Yay, Karen. The daughter's coming over, you guys. Awesome. What do you want? Karen wanted her room back, the room in her home, to have less of her daughter's stuff in it than it currently does. So what is she doing? She is having the daughter participate in that. She is calling her. She is making an appointment, a day and a time, making a plan, and then showing up together. All right? And I say that to, again, keeping your eyes on the prize. A destination, the way I use it, is not to deny yourself and then you'll only be happy when it's done. No. The destination is to keep yourself focused on the slightly bigger picture. Do I want to have a fight with my mother about these shoes? Or do I want fewer shoes in the house? Now, the shoe one's a bad one because I threw it away. But I threw it away because I was cranky and tired and frustrated. And so I did something that I shouldn't have done. And I come to regret it. I've learned from it and I've done differently. So I've spent years basically digging up my mother's house. And I still could go back there and there's still more to do. But man, is there less stuff in there. And I had to say, you know what? If I want her to allow me to come back and help her with this, I can't have her not trust me that I'm going to throw stuff away. Yeah. Now this is fun. Yeah. Anastasia says, I have my daughter's bins. She asks me what's in them. This is when you say, I don't know, here, take them and figure it out yourself. So be a person they can trust. Okay? Mama Love, good morning. Alrighty. So you guys, taking a look at the clock. It is 9:51 a.m. Eastern time. This is usually a little bit later than I do this. Yeah. You have labels to put on them. The cool thing is maybe you don't even need to label something because you're letting it go entirely. That could be fun. We have a declutter party coming up in literally like 9 minutes. So I will be signing off here in about 8 minutes. And I offer to you, if you want to join us, what is a declutter party? It's hanging out on Zoom together, but not hanging out, connecting on Zoom, much like we would do on a TikTok live, but it's easier because you can talk back and forth. We chunk down some time and spend 3 20-minute chunks decluttering some area of your home. You pick what you want to do. I don't tell you what to do. You pick something that's important to you, and it helps you focus. It helps you practice to do the decluttering. It helps you because you have an expert at the ready, waiting there for if you get stuck, you've got somebody to ask, what do I do if I'm stuck here? And I can help you. This is a wonderful way of getting things started, to encourage yourself and to start building your belief in yourself that I can do this, because you are doing it. And you're going to feel good and be less cluttered by the end of the party, which is going to be what, like 11:30 a.m. Eastern today. And the reason that I have so many declutter parties scheduled for November is because I know y'all are going to get yourself stressed out about the holidays, okay? I don't want you to get stressed out for the holidays. I have front-loaded the month of November with a ton of decluttering parties so you can use that time to prep for the holidays. So that when Thanksgiving comes around, when the December holidays come around, and when the new year starts, you're feeling better. Because you have a plan. You've made some decisions about what do I want these holidays to look like and feel like, and you can do these things. Yes, and the Book Hive is asking, is there a schedule somewhere? There is, but the schedule is only for the people that are part of the email group. This is to deter the trolls. So what you do, it's pretty simple. You go to my website, which is public, destinationdecluttered.com. There's a link to it in like my bio here on TikTok. You go there, you scroll to the bottom of the homepage. There's a place to sign up and join the email group. Email, prove you're not a robot, submit, you're in. The very first automatic email you get has a link to the page that has the schedule for the declutter parties and the schedules. I'm going to look at that page right now, actually. Oops, hold on. My mouse is not working. I have the declutter parties. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. 3, 2, 5. There are 9 declutter parties. 9, not 90. 9 declutter parties between now and Monday, November 24th. And the TikTok and YouTube live schedule is updated on that page that you get a link from when you join the group. Updated through Sunday, 11/16. Okay? And there are fewer, I will share with you, because of the amount of declutter parties, there are fewer YouTubes this month because I only have a certain amount of bandwidth. But I want to offer to you that the parties and the TikToks, they're there for you to encourage you to not just sit there, but to get up and start doing things. Okay? Oh, please, Book Hive, if you need to sleep, you go to sleep. I am always number one, take care of your physical body, because everything is so much more difficult when you don't feel well. So do something to get yourself to feel well. And sometimes putting something like a declutter party or showing up for a TikTok live on your calendar and showing up for it, for a little pep talk, a little encouragement, a little problem solving, a little, pop culture, whatever's, putting that on your calendar can give you something to look forward to. Okay? And when I show up, literally, Sue was talking about this earlier. When I show up and do these lives, please bring something to the comments that you're struggling with so I can help you for free with what you're struggling with. Now, we can't get too deep into it, but I can help you with this. And as you are being helped with the thing you're struggling with, you're probably helping other people who are struggling with something similar. So it's kind of a cool win-win situation, okay? Now, that being said, excuse me, I'm burping all over the place. I am going to sign off from this TikTok live momentarily. What do we got going on? Declutter party today, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. There's something happening every single day between now and Sunday the 16th on Destination Decluttered, whether it's a declutter party, a TikTok live, a YouTube live. Different times of day, different days of the week, okay? So join the email group to just have access to that info so you can decide when and where you want to show up, all right? I'm going to sign off now. It is Friday. I hope you have a wonderful weekend. I hope you have something fun planned. Plan and do something fun this weekend, okay? That's my assignment to you. But also, do a little bit of decluttering and have a little bit of fun. You can have fun and get it done, okay? There we go. Yay! The Book Hive says I have 6 boxes and 4 bags ready for pickup today. Yay! Anne, I hope you had a good time going through your record collection. I really had fun discovering these random CDs in this pile. And I will catch you on the flip-flop, okay? We'll see you later. Bye!